Okay, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat, and we're going to learn again for the Katan. What? Yonason, Meir ben Michal, and he should have a Refuah Sheleimah amongst all the other Chayla Yisrael, and he should be able to be brought to the bris of Amravinu quickly. Okay. And Baruch Hashem, we're learning Likutey Halachos, and we're learning about the idea of how beautiful Eretz Yisrael is. I mean, that's Rav Noson's favorite topic to speak about, is Eretz Yisrael, right? Baruch Hashem. And we're in Hilchas Birchas HaPeiros, the laws of blessings on fruits. Today we're in Halacha Dalet, and Halacha Dalet is based on lesson 71. In Tinyana, Ayin Aleph in Tinyana, 71 in the second book of Likutey Moharan. Rav Noson told us yesterday that if you want to understand anything we're learning here, have any understanding of it, you have to really know that, learn that lesson. So maybe someone will learn it. Okay, and we're going to continue today. And today he says, since Eretz Yisrael is so important, we always say, "Al kein anu mevakshim yehi ratzayin." Wow, look at that. We say this on Shabbos by Musav Hiratzain Shetaleinu B'Simcha Li'Artzeinu. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu should take us up with joy to Eretz Yisrael. Wow. Ki efshel lavei l'Eretz Yisrael levatel hamoinim. And it's impossible for us to come to Eretz Yisrael and to overpower, to nullify all of those obstacles that come our way. Bechinas chayvlim, beloved Eretz Yisrael, bechinas noyam, to come to the neimus, the sweetness of Eretz Yisrael, because we said Eretz Yisrael again is the headquarters of the Noyam Elyon, right? So if you want to come to Eretz Yisrael, right? If you want to be able to overpower all of the obstacles and all of the opposition that's coming against you, you have to have joy. Joy is the only way to do it. That's why we say right? So it's not just if you want to come to Eretz Yisrael, you want to be able to overcome all of the obstacles that are coming your way. You're going to have to do it, and you're going to have to engage simcha. All right? He explains now. Here we go. Simcha is the idea of the Asara Mine Negina, the 10 different types of song, which again is connected to the Tikkun HaKlali, right? The Tikkun HaKlali is the 10 different songs. And we said that the Tikkun HaKlali is so important. We learned yesterday because, again, Pegam Habris, if the person is blemishes his purity, what he's doing is he's actually blemishing his das, right? His das. The das is in the mind, in the mayach. So again, if a person wants to be able to have clear das, to understand that everything comes that's coming from the Rabbeinu Shalom is coming from the Noyam Elyon, and that Noyam Elyon is what powers Eretz Yisrael, and Eretz Yisrael is what gives the Brachah to the whole world. Comes from that. So it's through song, through joy. Rabbi Nachman writes in Tinyana in lesson 24, simcha bechinas negina bechinas neim zemiras Yisrael, like we said yesterday. That's why we go to the Kivrei Tzadikim. Remember, we learned that idea with the neim zemiras, right? And we say at the Kivrei Tzadikim, we say Tehillim. Why do we say Tehillim? Because Tehillim is the Ne'im Zemira, is the sweetness of the song of the Tehillim, which is connected to the Noyam Elyon, which is connected to the place of Noyam Elyon. And we said when the Tzadikim are Yarshu Aretz, right? They are the ones that they are the ones that inherit land. So the land that the Tzadik is buried in is an aspect of Eretz Yisrael, which is the Noyam Elyon, has Ne'imus in it. So therefore we say Tehillim at the place of the Tzion, of the Tzaddik, because again, I'm saying words that are song connected to the Noyam Elyon, to the place connected to Nayim Elyon, to the Tzaddik, which the Tzaddik is called, like we said, Yosef Tzaddik was called Yefei Toya. He was the most, the handsome one, the beautiful one, because the Tzaddikim also are connected to the idea of the Nayim Elyon. Okay, bebechinas Seva Samachos es Panecha. Then you can come to Eretz Yisrael, which is the whole idea of this of the whole idea of the Nayim Elyon is in Eretz Yisrael. Okay, so just to recap this whole idea that we were learning about in the lesson 71 again. Divides things into two categories, right? You have two categories. You have the category of Nayim Elyon, which is connected to Bina Ilah, right? Which is where all goodness and all kindness and all beauty and all tasty things in the world comes from this place of Nayim Elyon. Okay? And then we have on the other side, we have the Chayvlim, we have the opposition. Right, and they're always against the Nayim Elyon, and then again, that's how Hashem made the world in that way of Zelu Mazeh Oseh Lekim. Okay, where did it first start? This idea of the Nayim Elyon and the Chayvlim. It started with Adam Arishon and the Nachash. Right, you had Adam Arishon created by Hakadosh Baruch Hu in the place of Nayim Elyon, because he was in Gan Eden. That's the place of Nayim Elyon. And against him he had the Nachash. Okay, it didn't work out too good for Adam Arishon. Okay, all right. But we learned from it. We learned the idea of what do you call it? The idea of Rosh Hashanah. Right? What was the idea of Rosh Hashanah? Rosh Hashanah again is the first of Tishrei, right? It's the first of Tishrei, and we say on Rosh Hashanah Hayom Haras Eilam Hayom Yameh B'Mishpah Kol Yitzur Eilam, right? But we ask the question: Why are we saying that Rosh Hashanah is the birthday of the world? Really, it's not the birthday of the world. Rosh Hashanah. The creation began on the 25th of Elul. It didn't start on the 1st of Tishrei. So why are we saying? Because that's the day that Adam Arishon was created, right? And Adam Arishon was created on that day, and that was the importance of the special, and that was the whole point of creation. Everything Hashem did was to create Adam Arishon. And then we said that when it comes to, and that's why we say Hayom Haras Eilam on Rosh Hashanah, because all the other days were important. But the most important day was the day that Adam was created, and Hashem only created everything before that for Adam Arishon. So he should come into a place that's already prepared, and he has everything that he needs, right? At least the world had the potential. Remember, we learned that idea, right? The world had the potential. Adam Arishon came to the world after he was expelled from Gan Eden, and he didn't see anything. He didn't see anything. So the Medrash says he started to pray to Hashem. What's going on here? And then the rain came, right? The rain came, and then everything started to sprout. Everything came about, and that's how we know that everything comes about through prayer, right? That's what we learned, that if you need something in your life, the potentiality is there. But how do you turn it into actual? Through prayer, right? The world was ready, was prepared to sprout. Everything was there. But it needed the prayer in order for it to actually turn into something. And that's why, with speaking about Rosh Hashanah, people don't realize that on Rosh Hashanah, Kodesh Baruch Hu grants them whatever they're supposed to have for the year, right? You know that, right? But the problem is that many times we don't get the things that we were granted. Right? We were granted a whole lot of things, but we don't actually benefit by them. So then what's the point of them? Oh, the point was because we didn't pray. You have to be able to. You need to get it. You need to pray. To pray will bring it down. Prayer brings it down and makes it actual. Okay. Then we were saying, and then once we're getting into prayer, let's understand that when it came to when it came to Adam Rishon, like we said, he was praying, and that's how things came about. And we have to pray to bring things into our lives. Okay, but again, every time, and we said that we have to give tzedakah, right? Right, always important to give tzedakah before you pray, because again, tzedakah creates the vessel. Right, you need a vessel, because now you're going to go. Hashem is going to grant you things, but there's only so many things you can carry. Right? There's only so many things you can carry without having a bucket, without having a briefcase, a knapsack, something. You need a vest. You need something to carry to your suitcase to carry things in.
Duffel bag.
A duffel bag, whatever. Yeah, wonderful. A pickup truck. Okay, Sasha. Whatever it doesn't. Whatever it is, you want to be able to. So how do you get the thing? You need to give the tzedakah. And then we said that it's very important to also give tzedakah before you eat, right? Because you realize you want to make sure that you take care of the aniyim. You want to make sure you take care of the aniyim, because the aniyim don't have what they need. And then if you give the ani money, or you invite the ani especially to your suda, to your meal, then you're including the ani in the Anaya Melia, and he sees the beauty of Hashem. He praises Hashem, and that's a very beautiful thing. So that's why we're supposed to give tzedakah before we eat, or give tzedakah and have an ani at your table. Very, very important idea. Yes, sir.
Have what? Tzedakah at the table?
No, give tzedakah before you eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, before you eat, and have a poor person, if you can invite a poor person to the Suda, that's a very, very beautiful thing. Okay, we learned that. I'm just reviewing the ideas. Then we learned the idea of 1 second. Then we learned the idea of Yosef and the brothers, right? Yosef and the brothers. Yosef is the Nayam Elia, and he's the tzaddik. And then against him, he had his brothers that were opposing Yosef at tzaddik, right? Then we said that Yosef came down to Mitzrayim. Yosef was in the pit. Yosef got out of the pit. He came to the Melech Mitzrayim. Paro had a muna in the tzaddik, and that's why Mitzrayim was successful, right? Because Paro believed in what Yosef said. He said, wait a second, how come I had 7 cows that were very, very healthy, which we said is connected to the Nayim Elyon of Eretz Yisrael, and then there were 7 scrawny cows, which is connected to the Chayvlim, Mitzrayim. We said that Mitzrayim is the opposite of Eretz Yisrael, right? And then those scrawny cows were the ones that came and consumed the healthy cows. But you couldn't even tell that they ate anything, right? So that's what Yosef said. That's going to be the 7 years of plenty and the 7 years of famine, right? So we said we learned from that you have to always remember to keep something whenever you experience something special in your life, right? It's you went to a special event and you saw tzaddikim. You went to a beautiful tefillah, a beautiful mitzvah, something. Remember, put that in your mind.
Any beautiful experience.
Anything you have, put that in your mind. Make sure you store it deep in your mind. And then when things are going like the Shnei Harav, it's the years of the famine. In those times in our life, recall back those wonderful times, and that'll help you to get through whatever you're trying to get through. Very fundamental, very, very important lesson for life. For me, all the things that we're learning, that's very, very important. And then we learned the importance of Eretz Yisrael, because Eretz Yisrael is the place of Nayam Elyon, right? The fruits of Eretz Yisrael are the sweetness. When you eat the fruit of Eretz Yisrael, you're tasting the sweetness of Hashem. You're tasting the sweetness of the upper world, of the Nayam Elyon, of the upper world. It's a most amazing thing, and that's why always in halacha the 7 species of Eretz Yisrael is always given preference when you make a bracha, right? Because again, we praise Eretz Yisrael because that's where the Nayam Elyon came from, right? And it does continually come from. All right, and that's the importance of Eretz Yisrael, and that's why Jews are always trying to get to Eretz Yisrael. But again, if you're trying to get to Eretz Yisrael, there's going to be a lot of opposition, right? Because again, against Eretz Yisrael is the Nayam Elyon, so it's going to always have the opposition against it. Like we learned now, is if you want to get to Eretz Yisrael, you need to engage your simcha. Simcha can overpower all of the chayvlim, all of the opposition, so that way you'll be able to get to the true Eretz Yisrael, to feel the Nayam Elyon of Hashem in Eretz Yisrael. Okay, that was pretty much the lesson that we learned based on 71. Do you have any questions? Yes?
Well, what is a validation? I learned this a long time ago. It's like, if you have a good, like, let's say you have a song.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is more of a secular song, like My Girl from the Temptations. And you had a good experience around that. Then whenever you hear that song, it reminds you of that.
Yeah, okay.
So you're pairing the event.
Yeah. So that's what he's trying to tell you to do. Take the memory, put that memory, keep it in your memory.
Yeah.
And then when you need to recall it, look up that picture. Take out that memory, and that can help you to go further, to put you in a state of simcha, right? Because that's the point. In other words, there was something of joy in your life, so you got to bring back, conjure up that joy, and the joy can help you overpower the obstacle that's keeping you away from Eretz Yisrael, keeping you away from feeling the Nayam Elyon of Hashem in your life.
So
Okay?
in English, they say something about satiation of joy in your presence. It's Psalm 17. Did you say something about
Yes.
that? What is? How do you get? I mean, satiation in food, I get. What does it mean? Satiation and joy in your presence.
Okay, so again, a person can experience. Sometimes when you read, if you're reading Tehillim and you're reading it, not to just say it. You're trying to understand the words, and you're saying the words, and you're appreciating the words. Sometimes that feeling that you get from saying Tehillim, even reading through the Parsha, being Mavis Sedra, and you see the beautiful words in the Torah. Well, like we learned, every time you see a word in the Torah, that's connected to the source neshamas of Klal Yisrael, the 600,000 source neshamas, right? Every time you see a word in the Torah, you know that's from one of the source neshamas, and you're reading that, so that gives you a very beautiful feeling. Don't you get satiated by that?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Can you get satiated when you have a good tefillah, a good song? You can feel satiated.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that's what we're saying. Okay. I know the Western culture teaches us that you can only be satiated by food, tangible things, right? But you can be more satiated. You can really be satiated by things of spirituality when you're satisfied in the neshama. Right, the body is happy when you satisfy it, right? But the neshama is happy when you satisfy it, and that's why we have to make the brachah before we eat something, right? Because we're giving the satiation to the neshama, right? Okay. Any other questions on this? So we're okay with this idea? We're going to move along then to lesson Hey. Okay, we're going to move now. We finished lesson Dalet. This was to me, it was a very beautiful lesson. Of course, just to remember the idea that you always need to have, there's always going to be opposition in your life. You need to have simcha in order to overcome the obstacle that's in your life. Okay? That's a takeaway. Let's take that. Okay, now let's take a look at lesson Hey. Here we go. Inyan birchas haperes v'tzrichin lahakdim levarach al haperes. Okay, Eretz Yisrael. So of course we know when you have fruits in front of you, right? So the halacha is in Shulchan Aruch, right, in Siman Reish Yud Aleph, that what? If you have in front of you fruits of Eretz Yisrael, you will give preference to them to make the bracha of the ha'etz of the peiros of Eretz Yisrael. Okay, we said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And even more so, if you have 7 of them in front of you, you have to do
In the order of the pasuk.
Right.
Yes, of course. No, not naturally. But again, to understand that there's something special about Eretz Yisrael and the prayer and the blessings of Eretz Yisrael, because again, that's connected to the Nayim Elyon. Okay, all right. Now, Al Pi Masha Kosta B'Likutey Maran Tinyana Simin Pei Ches, lesson 88. Mevaya Sham Sheyesh Devarim Avudim. Okay, there are things that are lost. Right? We have lost objects. Okay, now, you can understand lost objects as physically lost objects, but there's also spiritually lost objects, right? Spirit. Now we learned the idea, so I'm just going to review with you that in fruits, in everything that we eat and consume, there are souls in everything that we eat and consume. Okay? And we said it's very, very important that you make the bracha and recognize that you're saying Hashem Elokeinu Melech Olam, that you're the king of the world, you're the one Hashem that created that. And then if I eat it in that way, and I say the bracha, and I eat it, and I recognize, wow, this is the sweetness of Hashem, what I can do is I can actually rectify the soul that's in that fruit, and I can release that soul that's in that fruit. Now we learned many times that very soul can be something that is from our soul. In other words, there's something that our souls are lacking. Remember we learned that? Right? Something that our souls are lacking. Now when we eat this fruit, we can fulfill the aspect of our soul that was lacking. Okay? Right? Remember that? Right? Okay, good. Now that was just okay. So there are things that we lost. So sometimes there are things that we lost because of different other things, and we're going to get into it. So here, it was so far so good. Okay? Now, Balkain, Trichen Lizor Shaloi Lechel Pri Koidem Shinizbashla. Ki Yochel La'abeit Nafshay. Wow, look at that. We were just learning that in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, right? Don't eat your fruits before they're ripened. Don't eat a fruit before it's ripened, because it can cause you a big problem. It can be a very the Kitzur said it's like taking a sword, right, against your. It's like a sword attacking you. You're attacking you, right, Sasha? It's a sword attacking you. That's right. The cherev al haguf is a sword that's attacking you, right? Because why? What's? And then we said, what was attacking? It's the soul that's in that fruit that wasn't ready yet to be redeemed. It wasn't ready to be rectified. And you take it and you use it before it's ready, and therefore the soul gets angry at you. Hey, what did you do? I was trying to get prepared here, and now you blew it for me. Then that's the sword, is the soul that was in that fruit. Okay, yes, sir, go ahead.
So is there a notion of eating over-ripened? There's pre-ripened before they're ripe, and there's things that are...
No, we're learning here pre-ripened now. Listen, if something's spoiled, don't eat it also. We learned that in Kitzur also. You know, if it's over-ripened and it's no good, so then you don't want to, then okay. Okay, yeah, but eat things that it's... He said it has the Reach Ra, and it's also, it can be like the Shand. Okay, the same idea. Okay, now, im kol ze, im mivorech ha-brocha, shal ha-pri bekavona, be'yira shemayim, azah yuchol hinotzel mizeh. So let's say you're a guy that likes to eat a peach, for example. I'll just give you a peach, when it's a little crunchy. Right? A lot of people like the peach crunchy. Now that's not the way the peach is supposed to be, right? The peach is really supposed to be soft. It's supposed to be mevashel. It has to be mevashel. It has to be ripened. So what happens? So the Rebbe is telling you, if you want to do that, make sure you make a really good bracha on that fruit, because you make a good bracha with the proper, you put enough energy into that bracha, kavana into that bracha, so then that can overcome the fact that it's not ready, and you can still get a rectification for the soul in that fruit, even though it wasn't ready. But your bracha can get it ready real quick. Okay, it was the same idea. We weren't supposed to go out of Mitzrayim until 400 years, but because Hashem made the Geula, made the Gala so difficult for us, right? Right? That's what we learned yesterday. We were learning the idea in Mitzrayim, right? That again, every time Hakadosh Baruch Hu gave us, we were increasing so much when we were in Mitzrayim. Why? Because connected to the Nayim Elyon. So against that, what did you have? You had Parai making the avodah more difficult, right? Again, the Nayim Elyon, and then the other side, the Chayvim on the other side, right? So it's the same idea over here. Now, if you have the fruit that you want to eat, and it's not ripened yet, so make sure you put a lot of kavana into the bracha, and then the fruit won't damage you. Okay? Okay. V'gam im hu chazak yoyse yuchol limsoya sham avedas. And if you're very, very good at what you're doing, and you're very experienced in what you're doing, you can find the aveda that was in whatever you're eating. You'll find that soul. You'll be able to make that rectification. It's a very, very important lesson. Okay. Now, Mayin Sham, Me'inyan Hamalach, V'chulam Oichsim B'yodam Shayfres. It says that there are malachim. Listen to this. This is part of the lesson. In lesson 88, that there are different angels out there, and these angels have shofars. Right? We said that shofar, remember we learned about it. So you see how Rav Nosson writes, he does his lessons based on one thing. He always goes to the next. We were talking about Rosh Hashanah. We were talking about the shofar. Oh, shofar. Oh, lesson 88. We talk about the shofar, and he goes on. That's how Rav Nosson. It's so beautiful, right? You understand? And we said shofar is coming from the word of shapir. It's very beauty, right? The beauty, right? So there are angels. Again, this is not physical. There are spiritual angels that have spiritual shofars. Okay, they're not physical shofars that we're talking about here, okay? The other shofars, v'heim oimdim v'choifrim u'mevakshin tamid achar vedas, and they're blowing their shofars and they're searching after lost things. They're going around and they're doing a what do you call that? A scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
That's what they call it, right? They're doing so. These malachim. That's where the idea came from. They're going around and they're looking around for all these different things. They use the shofar in order to be able to do that. Okay. They taken tarat, and they blow a tarat, which is a tekiah, teruah, tekiah. That's what they're doing. And when they find something, they find the soul. So they make it, they're very busy, very big, great joy. Right? Like if someone's doing a scavenger hunt, right? They find it, whoa, big joy, right? Same idea. That's where they got it from. Now that's where they got it from. Okay, because there's a lot of lost things out there. There's a lot of lost souls. Through our taivas, through our desires, there are a lot of souls out there. So what is he saying? Of course, there are souls out there when someone violates his covenant, his bris. And of course, he spills seed, so that's lost souls. Okay? That's one idea. Okay, there's another idea of the lost souls that we're saying here, where the fruits, and again, if you're not making the right tikkun from these, on what you're eating, so then you're leaving over these souls are just in limbo. They have nowhere to go. So they're lost.
So what is this, like a competition? They collecting and us collecting?
No, okay. They're trying to. It's not a competition, but they're trying to help us.
Right.
They're trying to help us, in other words, to bring these things over to us.
So when they collected it,
No, we said that Hashem is always bringing to you, let's say to your plate, these fruits that you need that have a chelik your neshama. Okay, these angels are Hashem's messengers that are doing these things.
yeah.
Right? For example, right here in Israel, we get fruits from other parts of the world, right? Okay? So good. So you have these angels that are arranging that these fruits here, right, are going to go to this place that's going to be distributed in this city, and this place, and it's in this store, and this guy happens to go to this store, and he's going to get in his head today that I have to buy an apple. Or he'll get in his head today that I need to buy some blueberries, I have to get it, right? What? And he'll go to the store and buy those things, right? That's what we're saying. That's the angels.
Yeah. And then, so if I fail in the Brachah, so that these guys, they come and pick it up?
No, they'll help you again. They'll try again. They'll try again. Everyone's working. Okay, the whole world is, and there is the whole creation. Hashem made everything to bring the world to its final tikkun, right? Mm-hmm. Even though it seems like there's so much disarray out there, and it seems like everything is so crazy, but you have to know, behind the scenes, it's really all beautiful. It's hard to see it.
It's a tapestry.
It's hard to see it, but it's the reverse of the tapestry.
Yeah.
Hashem is making the most beautiful, beautiful tapestry. But when you look at the most beautiful tapestry and you turn it around, and you look at all the knots and all of the things and all of the chaos, and that's what we see. But we don't see really what Hashem is making. But when Hashem is going to send Mashiach, speedily in our day, hopefully today, please God, okay, He will show us the beautiful tapestry. Mashiach will show us all of the things that we thought were difficult in our lives, and He'll show you how to, with such beauty in those things. We don't understand, but we will understand. Okay, so again, all these angels, there's not a competition. They're all working on helping us to make our rectification. Hashem wants us to make the rectifications. That's what He's trying. That's what He does all the time. So these angels are out there and they're working for us. Okay, now again, learn that lesson 88. Now you have two lessons to learn: 71 and 88.
But also, it seems
You're getting a lot of homework. Yeah?
when we get ourselves at that spiritual level, we're not looking at the physical mishugas going on, right?
When what?
Like the beggar who he was blind.
Yes.
He was blind.
He was only blind to all the nonsense of the world, but he wasn't blind. He said, "I'm really not blind."
No, I know it wasn't. Yeah, I know, but he was blind. But like, he wouldn't be focusing on the wars or anything going on physically here. He would just be blind to it, right?
Right. He wouldn't pay you exactly. Okay. V'ayin sham b'simin hakodim, and look in lesson 87. Okay, me'inyan kavonas elul sheim tikun habris. The whole idea of elul is to make rectification on the pagam of the bris, specifically of immorality, things of immorality. And then you can have your zivug that it could be according to your ratzon no, right? It says a lady is ezer kenegdo. She's either going to be an ezer or she's going to be kenegdo, right? Why is a wife called an ezer kenegdo? If you treat her correctly and you're praying to Hashem, so then she will be your ezer. She will assist you. You'll have assistance from the wife. But if chas v'shalom you don't do that, so then she's going to be kenegdo. So he's saying here now, it'll be like your ratzon. So do things in light, in similar to the things that you want to do, and you'll be on the same wavelength. You understand? Okay. And this is the secret that Avraham Avinu gave to Eliezer. So Avraham Avinu already knew this. This idea that there's an Ezer Kenegdo, he was teaching Eliezer, how can you find for my dear son Yitzchak, how can you find him a wife that's going to be Kiritzon? No, she'll do things like he wants. Ayin sham inyan hanifla v'anoira azeh v'omar shekol dahainu inyan kavon eselo shein tikun abris v'inyan hapeirois v'inyan hamalach hakol echad v'yesh b'zeh rozen iloyin nifloyin v'ne'elamim me'oid moed. Okay, so again, the idea of he's connecting the two lessons together. I gave you the preview. I explained it to you before. Okay, this idea, right? So you have the idea of the lost objects, the idea of the fruits, and the fruit you're supposed to not eat before it's ripened, because then the soul is not ready, right? The soul is not ready. Good morning, Yaniv. The soul is not ready yet, okay? And the idea of the lost objects are one of the same idea, okay? Any questions on this? This was just the introduction. Again, if you really want to understand the beauty of what Rav Nassan is doing, so you have to learn lessons 71, 88, and 87. Okay, that's what he just told us. Okay, if you learn those three lessons, you'll really understand all the lessons we had in Halacha Daled that we completed today. That's 71. Now, this whole halacha hey is based on lesson 88 in Likutey Maran. 88, okay? We're moving up. 71, 87, and 88, okay? Okay, here we go. Now, now let's go to Aleph, okay? And do we have any questions so far? We got this, we understand, right? We got it? Okay. Baruch Hashem. Hine, mevoya heite ba'Torah azois inyan birchas haperes v'kama v'kama tzorach odam lizor levorech b'birchas haperes b'kavana gedola. So when you're going to eat a fruit, again, always make sure you first look at the fruit. Recognize, wow, Hashem, you gave me this beautiful fruit, right? It's a avoda, right? You don't just grab the fruit and then make the bracha. Take a second. Like they say, take a second to smell the roses, right? They have an expression like that, right? They have a thing, smell the roses. What? Shalom?
I thought we smelled the coffee.
David, is there an expression as to take time to smell the roses?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay, see, there is, okay. I always ask, he knows. He knows, okay. In other words, because again, if you do that, and then you contemplate what's going on over here, this beautiful fruit that's coming from the Noyam Elyon, that's, wow, that Hashem, you gave me this fruit, this is something so special. So then when you make that bracha, it's a whole different experience. If you recognize where the fruit is, how Hashem prepared this fruit for me, that there was an angel that made sure that fruit came to me, that I have this fruit now in my hand, that went through all of that stuff to get to me. Right? The guy had to plant it, and then they had to harvest it, and all of that stuff. All of that in the rain, and the sun, and the minerals, everything was all there, and all of the domain turned into the tzameach, right? All of the inanimate objects, the minerals, the water, all of they turned into the tzameach. They turned into the vegetation, right? To the tree. Now it's in this fruit. And then you make that bracha, and it's a whole different thing when you think about it. Right? Okay. Because then you'll be able to find the things that are lost in that fruit, in there. Right? And in each thing we eat, there's a soul in there. Right? And the point is, how can I make the rectification of that soul in that thing? In other words, that thing was a gilgal. It was something else before it came back as a gilgal, as a soul in this fruit. So I have the opportunity now to elevate this soul that's in this fruit. Now, if you recognize that, if Hashem gave us eyes, and we were able to see in the fruit, and we were able to see the soul, we were able to see the soul in the fruit, and then you would see this poor soul that's pleading with you, please rectify me. If Hashem let us see it, and we would actually see there's a soul in there, and it's pleading with you. Do you know what I just went through? Do you know how difficult this trip was for me? That Hashem made me this and this and this and this, and now it's up to you right now. It's up to you right now to rectify me. That would be, you'd have a pachad, right? It would be a whole different idea, right? But that's why I keep explaining to you, when you see a tzaddik when he eats, the tzaddik will first contemplate. The tzaddik sees the soul in there. The tzaddik can see the soul. He's thinking, what am I going to do now? How am I going to help this soul? Do you understand? Rav Nosson is trying to help us understand this concept. That's why he says you have to make the bracha b'kavana gedola, because if you do, then you can make that rectification. Yeah.
It's something difficult here. Like, say my wife says, I eat some tomatoes. Can you go to the supermarket and buy me tomatoes?
Yeah.
They go to the supermarket here and they see that the tomatoes come from Jordan. So I don't want to buy Jordan tomatoes. They go to a different supermarket, buy Israeli tomatoes.
Yeah.
Now, these Jordan tomatoes came here for a reason.
Good, okay.
And for a reason that you don't get them.
Yeah, but
For a reason
many...
that you don't buy them.
No, but again, that's part of the whole
You have
thing.
a choice.
Could be like you said, I don't want to support Jordanians. Right? And then if the supermarket sees that people are not buying the Jordan, they'll stop bringing in tomatoes from Jordan. It's ridiculous that they're bringing in tomatoes from Jordan. We have the most delicious tomatoes here in Israel. Why would I want something from Jordan? But then you may have made the tea because you really weren't supposed to get those, And again, the Malach shows you, hey, now go to the next store, because that's where you need to go. And that's why you had the idea, and you had to look at the sign that said it was from Jordan. How many people go to the same store, don't even read the sign?
I
Right?
don't know what the signs are or what they say.
I understand, but how many people are only looking at the price? They're not looking at where it came. This cheaper, I'll take that one, right? Well, isn't that, especially Israelis, most Israelis, they want to see the cheapest thing possible, right?
Yeah.
They get a better price, they buy that one, right? So again, why did Hashem show you the sign that said it was from Jordan? Oh, because you have to go get the other one. It could be, okay? I'm just giving you an idea how to think about it, okay?
We have that organic market that comes every Thursday, which is all Israel produce.
Okay, yes, okay, but it doesn't matter where it came from. It's just the idea when you have this fruit in your hand, this tomato, this fruit, this apple, this orange, this date, this fig, or whatever you have in your hand, recognize there's a soul in there, and I have the opportunity to make the rectification of that soul. Try to picture seeing the soul is pleading with you to help me, right? And that's why we said if you have a fruit that's not ripe yet, the soul is sitting there crying, hey, I'm not ready yet. Why are you eating me? I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to be elevated yet. This is not gonna work. When you say to the fruit, don't worry about it. I'm gonna make the bracha with a lot of kavanah now. It's gonna work out really well.
I think
No, really.
People will probably look at you funny if you're having.
I understand, but that's what we'll learn. I'm sorry, but that's
fruitcake.
So you see sometimes the Rebbe, some Rebbe, he sits and like stares at this. What's going on over there?
no, but that's what I'm explaining to you, what he's doing. He's looking, he's contemplating that soul, and he says, how am I going to make this work now?
No, but the reason I said about that organic market is I'm thinking all those souls are in there.
Yeah,
There's so
okay.
many souls in that market because
Okay.
they're all from the farms of Israel.
Yeah, okay, fine, okay. Ki gam kisheniza ve'enai oichel apri ad shenizbash lahetev, because even if you were very careful and you didn't eat the fruit before it was ripened, right? Like we said, right? You didn't eat it before it was ripened. Apal pichein gam sham yesh nitzotzes kedoshes harbe sheheim bechinas avedas. There's still a lot of holy sparks inside there, and those are like these lost things that have to be rectified. In order to request and in order to be able to make those rectifications. We are created to search after items, lost items. We are here to make, our life is a giant scavenger hunt. Okay, we're living that's why the kids love a scavenger hunt so much. It's a lot of fun. That's life. We are all part of this scavenger hunt, whether we recognize it or not. Sheheim bechinas hanitzotzes hanefulin. These are the fallen sparks. Sheheim bechinas ne'avodim v'nidachim. These were lost and they were pushed away. Shetzarech kolodim l'shtadam mi'oid levaksham v'lechapsam kol yemei chayav. And we have to work on finding these lost things, and we have to make to make these rectifications. It's very empowering when you know this, right? Right? Where every time you eat, you're making rectifications of lost objects, lost souls, and we have the ability to do this, and that's why it was instituted, right, to make the brachas before you eat the fruit, because that's how you can release the soul. You can make the rectification of the soul by making the blessing. Do we understand that? Any questions on that?
Yeah, but I have to make sure I'm buying the right fruit so I have the souls in them.
Okay, we're talking about now you have this fruit in your hand.
Yeah.
However it got there, it doesn't matter. Now you're about to eat it. You're going.
Even one from Jordan could have.
It doesn't matter. Yes, it can be. That's a lost object there too. Maybe it had to come from Jordan, and then you're the one that can rectify. I don't know.
Okay.
Again, however it works, you have it in your hand. That's the point. When you're about to eat this fruit and make this blessing, recognize that there's something special in this fruit that I can either rectify it or I can cause it to be further lost. and further pushed away. Okay, it's a nice idea, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ubefrat im kvar chota pegam kefi ma shepogam ubefrat pegam abris. Especially if a person he made mistakes, and especially if the person was involved in pegam abris, okay, right, spilling seed. Shayidei zeh chozer ve'ibeid ba'atzmai avedus harbe. He causes a lot of souls. He released souls into the world. Now those souls have to be rectified. He's looking for those souls. Oh, so then Hashem works it out with these malachim, with their shofars, that they're going around, and they're looking for these lost objects, right? They're going around looking for these lost objects to bring it back to the person in order to him to make rectifications for things he did wrong. Yeah.
Only I've heard this before.
Oh, okay.
And, I mean, I've heard this, certainly this from Rav Nachman,
Yeah.
and then I've seen like testimonial online about a guy having being near death.
Yeah.
And all these souls came immediately after judgment. It sounded like a stadium full. It was what
Yeah, it's a more than a state. It multitudes and multitudes of angels.
Screaming, I don't know, do this, and it was terrifying the way the guy describes it, and so that was it. But it's only like the seed. Let's just say in each semen has I don't know, 1 million seeds.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're saying that's souls, but they're not souls because
There was a potentiality in there, right? There was a potentiality. Okay, so now, but again, we have to recognize something. This is only pigama bris, not if a person is spending time with his wife the way he's supposed to, according to halacha. So then he doesn't lose anything. Then it's not. That's
what
not.
about intent?
Huh?
Meaning, like if it happens in a chalom versus.
No, so that's also pigama bris. Yeah, because the Gemara in Brachah says it goes based on what you saw during the day. Right, your dreams go based on what you saw during the day. Right? So if you saw something you weren't supposed to see at night, you'll have the problem. Right? That's why it's so important, Shmiras Hanayim, right?
The Gemara said it's not necessarily even physical. It could just in the brain.
Yeah, because it starts in the das.
Just looking.
That's why we said that's what we were saying the other day when based on lesson 71 again. The idea when why on Erev Rosh Hashanah we go to the Kivrei Tzadikim, because the Kivrei Tzadikim are connected to the Noyam Elyon, right? And there's Noyam Elyon in the earth that the Tzadik is in, and we say we say the Tehillim, because the Tehillim is the Ne'im Zemiros, right? There are 10 chapters in the Tikkun Klali based on the 10 songs. The 10 different types of song based on the 10 different types of pulses in our blood. Right, we learned all these ideas, right? And then when you say the words, the words of Tehillim, when you're saying the words of Tehillim, when we say Chavolim Nostula, right? We were learning yesterday, right? We were talking about the idea that you have the opposition on the other side, but then it's because HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us the Yatzav, He gives us the advisors, the tzaddikim, that teach us how to make these rectifications. And that's what the beauty of Tikkun Klali is, that's the Tikkun HaKlali. Why is it Tikkun HaKlali? We said that all sin is all connected to Pegama Bris. Any sin is connected to Pegama Bris. All sins, all types of sins are all connected to Pegama Bris. Now, if that's the case, so then if you fix the bris, which is the das, where does the seed originate? In the das, in the mind. So if you make the rectification of the mind, so then, of course, you're making the rectification, right? And that's why how the Tikkun HaKlali works, okay?
Yeah. You had mentioned the other day about Adam, we brought Adam Arishon.
Yeah.
Somehow you mentioned that he had been involved in I guess, he had problems with Shmiras Bris.
Yes, he did, for 130 years, yes.
A very long time.
Yeah.
And it's like, he was having dialogue with Hashem in Gan Eden. He couldn't get a handle on it.
Right.
And so we are coming along and we're fixing everything.
Yes, but yes, it's the same idea we say today, but we got the Torah. He didn't have the Torah.
Even so, that's right. So I just need to like appreciate that. So Adam, without the Torah, Okay, but talking to Hashem.
Right, talking to Hashem, and he the first in his for the
woman
first
just
3
came out.
hours of his life.
Yep, talking to Hashem. Where are you? You know,
No, the first 3 hours of his life, he gave into the chayvlim. He gave into the opposition.
Right, and still within the first 3 hours gave into the opposition with dialogue of Hashem, with all the whole.
He
world,
recognized
after
Hashem
thinking
created
that
him.
He didn't have the Torah, but he did have Hashem. It was pretty cool. And then, but we with the Torah are ki'ilu more powerful.
We are very powerful. If you would understand how powerful you are,
That's what
you'd be amazed. Yes. Yeah, we are very, very powerful. That's why you have to have emunah in yourself. Rabbi Kramer was talking about yesterday. Rav Nassim says that emunah is like a four-legged chair. You know that? Yeah, a chair needs 4 legs, right? Remember the other day the chair yesterday?
I do. I remember.
Now you're sitting on
I'm still at it. Yeah.
If one of the legs goes, the whole thing collapses, right? So why do you have to have 4 legs? What are the 4 legs? Having emunah in Hashem, having emunah in the Torah, having emunah in tzaddikim, and the 4th leg, the most important leg, is having emunah in yourself. Having emunah in yourself that you can be successful. Now you have to remember that. We have to have emunah. We can do it. When we say in the morning, we say Moda Anivlem Rabba Emunah Secha. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has emunah in us. Hashem has emunah in us, and that's why He gives us another day that we're going to get it right today. Right?
Just the fact that he didn't fix it, the Adam, and it was left for me.
But we said that really so we learned it's not left for you. No. You and I and all of us were part of Adam Arishan. And none of us said anything or made a big enough impression on Adam Arishan to stop him from doing what he was about to do. But we were all there. Right? All the 600,000 source neshamas were included in Adam Arishan.
So even more so, you're telling me that he's there. He's got Hashem he's talking to.
Yes.
Plus 600,000 souls, a couple of really good ones. Too.
Yes.
And don't do it.
No one said it. No one said it loud enough to stop him.
What were they doing?
I don't know. Yossi, you were there too. What were you doing?
Yeah.
What were they doing? You were there
I was
too.
probably joining him. And I would almost tell Hashem, look, Hashem, if this is your plan, I don't know how that's going to, we're going to go ahead. Dafka us are going to be the one to
we can fix it. Yeah, we can make the repair. Yes. Be'itai achi shena. We learned that yesterday, right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to bring Mashiach either be'ito in its designated time or achi shena. We can hasten it via any mitzvah we do at this point. Any of us does a mitzvah, we don't know, and that's why the Mashiach coming is dependent on anybody.
No, but when you say the source of all sin and problems comes from Shmiras HaBris.
That's what we learned yesterday.
Yeah, that's how he's said. That's what. So it all gets. We can talk all day about brachot. That's good to fix a certain aspect.
Yeah, the brachas will help you fix the lost things that from the
source. Unless you get to the Pagama Bris. That's really
you have to. That's why you need to say the Tikkun HaKloli. It's the all-inclusive. What does Kloli mean? All-inclusive? So there are different Tikkunim, right? Fast, and then the Gilgal Sheleg, and there's different things people do for Tikkunim. But Rabbi Nachman said, I'm going to give you a Tikkun HaKloli. Right? The all-inclusive. What does Kloli mean? All-inclusive?
Yeah.
Right? That means includes everything, right?
Yeah.
Right, because again, Pagama Bris is the source of everything. So if I give you the tikkun for the Pagama Bris, of course you then Memela can fix everything else. It's like a domino thing. It's like dominoes, right?
Yeah.
If you set up the dominoes in a run, you knock down the first one, they all fall down, right?
I hope you're right. I'm to this point. I'm to my own horn. Yesterday I had a group in the South, and they finished. And a separate driver took them to Netanya. Okay, so I had to drive back from Otefaza home myself. It's a long day. And I go to Baba Sali's kever regularly.
In the
Tivot.
In the Tivot,
right. I'm mincha there. It's the great feeling with the group. I'm down hey, it's great. But this is at the end of a very long day. I just wanted to get home. But I said, wait a second, Baba Sali's here. It's like,
I got to get there.
Tzaddik's there. You go, but Yossi, you're going with Shema. There's no one even around. Normally you go with the group. This is that. You're ready, davening. You're fine. You don't need. I said, I'm going to go. I'm gonna go. I went against it. I said, you know what? I said, I'm gonna go.
Kivrei Tzadikim. Say Tehillim.
I'm gonna say Tikkun Klali.
Beautiful.
That's what I'm saying.
Neem Zemirais.
And I went. And now I think George said it was last week. It didn't matter. It was still hundreds of people with the whole food and carnival, whole situation. And I went, and it actually
you got free food, yes.
Kippah here. This is the Baba Salad.
Yeah,
you should see it like this.
You got a free Kippah. There we go.
It wasn't free. I paid.
Oh, you paid. Oh,
I paid through the nose. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. I'm coming off of a holy experience. And
I love this guy.
And I said Tikkun Klali. And I said I really don't have anything. I was really tired. I really was very tired, and even my throat hurts to talk after these long days. But I'm coming because I believe in the tzaddik, and I believe in this. I mean, it's better. I'm straight up. I'm doing it for this deal.
yeah,
I'm counting on these 10
yeah.
doing this.
Making this rectification.
Yeah, that's right.
There we go. Okay.
So did they?
Where's the cover?
In the Tivot. Down south. Yeah. No. The group was going to Tanya. They were going to Netanya. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, Kemuvan Sham Ikka Haveda Sual Yedei Taivas, that all the things get lost is based on our taivas. So again, we can lose our souls, of course, again because of Pagama Bris, and if we eat things and do things in the way of just taiva, lust, desire, so then of course you can lose it. Okay? Through Pagama Bris, all the things get lost. So much. And each one of us has to take pity on our own lives. Take pity on yourself. To find all of these things that were lost. And if you really search and you really want, certainly you will find it. How do you like that? Ki yagati v'loy matzasi al tamen. The Gemara is famous things. Yagati matzasi tamen. No yagati or matzasi al tamen. Right? Yagati matzasi. You believe the guy because he said, I searched, so then you believe him. And why does he say that? V'zeo ikra tshuva ala avoynes k'meisha kosa v'shavta ad Hashem elekecha im yeh nidacha b'ksei hashemayim mishami kabetzcha Hashem elekecha mishami kachecha. If you be pushed away to the furthest place, Hashem from that place will gather you in and bring you back. Okay, v'ksiv ubikashtem misham es Hashem elekecha matzasa ki didrishenu v'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha. If you search out to find Hashem, and you find, because you're searching with all your heart and all your soul, v'ksiv im tivakshena kakesef ukematmonim. Right? Oz tovin yiras Hashem. If you really looking for Hashem, like you're looking for money, you're looking for precious stones. So silver is very expensive today. Silver, gold, whatever it is, you're looking for these things. You'll find. So it's the same way. If you look for something in physical, you'll find it. Especially if you look for something spiritual, you'll certainly find it. Right? You understand? Right, we say that hakol b'dei shemayim chutz miyira shemayim. Right, everything's from shemayim chutz miyira shemayim. What does that mean? Everything physical, tangible things, they decide in shemayim if you need it. But when it comes to yira shemayim, it's not from yira shemayim. That's based on if you ask for it. Because if you ask for it, it's certainly good for you, and you'll certainly get it. You understand? So therefore, this is that. Okay. Now, we have to search after holiness. Find holiness. The only reason why we're distant from Hashem is because we lost so many things. Again, this is connected to the spiritual garments, the soiled spiritual garments. All the lessons are connected, okay? This way, the guy he's wandering, he's lost like a lost sheep, right? And he can't find his way. I made a mistake like a lost sheep. Iksiv ayisa kevli oived lakachas nafshi zemamu. Okay, there we go. So this is the idea. We're gonna stop. We'll stop over here. Okay, and we'll start off tomorrow. We're going to start with tomorrow. V'zeh bechinas Rosh Hashanah shu yoyim rishon l'tshuva. Okay, you got the place, David? Yeah. Okay. Any questions on the lesson so far today? We're okay. Do we understand these amazing things to understand? Right?
Yeah.
There's a soul in what you're going to eat. The soul's pleading with you. Hey, elevate me, help me. Right? Listen to it. Okay. Let's learn halacha in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We are in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch Siman Lamed Beis 32. Shmiras Haguf al Pi Hateva. How do you take care of our bodies to be healthy according to the natural ways to take care of our bodies? Which lesson are we up to? 19. Okay, here we go. 19. A person should only eat when he's hungry, not eat just to eat. You eat if you're hungry. You eat. And don't drink unless you feel thirsty. Isn't that not a crazy thing, right? How you like that? It's a halacha in Shulchan Aruch. If you're not hungry, don't eat. If you're not thirsty, don't drink. Let me 1 second. If a person is in a very hot climate, okay? I just want anyone to think, if you're not thirsty, you're in a hot climate, or you're going to be in a very hot climate, and you need to be hydrated. So then he's not telling you that. He's talking about you're in a regular situation. If you're not thirsty, you're not hungry, then don't eat, don't drink. But if you're in a place where you need to have more water, so of course you'll drink more water to stay hydrated. Okay. Va'al yeshaha nikavav afilu rega achad. If you have to go to the bathroom, don't wait even a second. Just go. Don't wait. V'lo yoichal ad sheyivdaik es atzma yofa shema tzarech linikav. Don't eat anything until you check if you have to. Maybe you have to use the restroom. If you have to use the restroom, go use the restroom and then eat. Don't eat while you have when you have to use the restroom. Again, these are very practical things. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Don't drink if you're not thirsty. And if you need to use the restroom, go use the restroom. Don't wait, because it's very unhealthy. It's very unhealthy. It can be actually dangerous if you don't use the restroom. Right? Shulchan Aruch actually says if a person's even in the street. Right, even in the street, and he has to use the restroom, there's no bathroom. He can go into a corner and just take care of his business, because he can't wait. It's very dangerous to hold it in. Okay, and before you eat and drink, make sure you took care of your needs, your bathroom needs. Everyone should have a wonderful day, and we should all hear B'sorah Tovot. Kol Tov, everybody. Thank you.